Hello, Home Life. This is Jennifer Cosell, your HR Director. Up next, we're going to have Leanne Kennedy from Hub International and Barker Earlings update us on all of our health insurance information and share with us more information about open enrollment through the month of August.
My name is Leanne Kennedy, and I'm with Hub International, and I work with Christy Hart, who many of you are familiar with. Today we're going to talk about the eligibility for benefits, what's changing at open enrollment. We'll review all the 2020 benefits. We'll talk about what your next steps are and give you some context if you have any further questions. You're eligible to enroll in benefits if you've worked at least 30 hours per week and you've been employed for at least 60 days. You may enroll your legal spouse or domestic partner, as well as your children or your domestic partner's children up to the age of 26. You can enroll within 30 days of your day to hire, during your annual open enrollment, which is now, or within 31 days of your qualifying event, which would include a marriage, divorce, or birth of a child or loss of coverage. We're going to talk in more detail about some medical benefit changes, but what's not changing is your dental, vision, life, or voluntary benefits that you have through Colonial Life. While you'll still see the same two Samaritan plan options available to you, the Momentum 2000 and the Momentum 500, there are some benefit differences that I wanted to call your attention to. For the out-of-pocket maximum on the Momentum 2000, it is increasing from $7,500 to $8,150. And there is no change on the Momentum 500. It will remain at $4,000. For x-rays, your deductible was waived and you paid 20%. On the 2000 plan, you'll now pay $45, and the 500 plan, you'll now pay $30 with no deductible for those services. For radiology, which includes things like ultrasounds, again, you had no deductible and paid 20%. That's now an after deductible benefit. So you'll meet your either $2,000 or $500 deductible before you pay 20% for those services. Same with CT scans and MRI scans. They are now after deductible benefits and pay 20% after the deductible has been met. For urgent care, actually getting a decrease in the urgent care copays, the 2000 plan is going down to $45 and the 500 plan is going down to $30. Another positive benefit is physical therapy was subject to the deductible on the old plan. You'll now have a $45 copayment or a $30 copayment with no deductible being met. For prescriptions, they are changing the categories of the tiers. You may or may not experience a change in cost under your prescriptions. It may just be a clarification of their tiering structure. It gives a little bit more descriptive than their old plans, but the copays itself did not change by tier. And now we'll review some of the other details of the two plans. The annual deductible for the 2000 plan is $2,000 for an individual or $4,000 for a family. It will take at least 2 family members to meet that family out-of-pocket maximum, but it could take 3 or 4 family members to meet that maximum. For example, if you had 4 members of your family and each of the family members met a $1,000 deductible, that meets the family deductible, so everybody moves on to the next phase. Same with the out-of-pocket maximum. On the 2000 plan, the out-of-pocket maximum is $8,150, and your family out-of-pocket maximum is $16,300. The out-of-pocket maximum does include the deductible, any copays, prescription copays, any other out-of-pocket costs that you incur for in-network services will apply towards that out-of-pocket maximum. Once the out-of-pocket maximum has been met, then services are covered at 100% for all family members once you meet the $16,300. If one individual meets $8,150, then that individual moves on to 100% coverage for the rest of the calendar year. So remember that the deductibles and out-of-pocket maximums run on a calendar year basis, even though your benefits renew September 1st. So since the $2,000 out-of-pocket maximum is changing from $7,500 to $8,150, if you've already met the $7,500 up to this point, you will have a small amount that you'll have to meet for the rest of this calendar year before it starts over. For office visits on the 2000 plan, it's $25 for a primary care type physician and $45 for a specialist. There's no deductible for these copays, so you just pay the copayment when you go into the office. However, keep in mind if they do anything to you while you're in the office, you may incur additional expenses. As an example, if you have to get an x-ray done while you're in the office, that's going to fall under the x-ray benefit, which would be the $45. So you may have a $45 copayment to go to your specialist, plus $45 for your x-rays. Additionally, if you have a surgical procedure, say you get a mole frozen off your finger while you're in the doctor's office, that mole freeze is a surgical procedure and would be subject to the deductible. So just keep that in mind when you're in the office, that everything that they do to you may incur additional costs. For both plans, your women's exam and men's preventive care, children's immunizations are covered at 100%. This is going to include things like colonoscopies and mammograms, but keep in mind that they must be preventive in nature. If you go into the doctor's office and you have some things going on and they want to do a colonoscopy to diagnose an illness, that colonoscopy would be subject to the deductible. It's only the preventive colonoscopy and preventive mammograms that are covered at 100%. For your lab tests, your deductible will be waived and you'll pay 20% for those. X-rays, you'll pay $45, no deductible on the x-rays. For the CT scans, MRIs, and radiology, you'll meet your deductible first and then pay 20%. For urgent care facilities, $45, and for physical therapy, also $45. For the 500 plan, you have an annual deductible, individual deductible of $500. Your family deductible is $1,000. Your out-of-pocket maximum is $4,000 for a single and $8,000 for a family. Your office visit copays on this plan are $15 for primary care type physicians and $30 for specialists. Your lab tests, again, will have deductible waived. You pay 20%. You'll pay $30 with no deductible on the x-rays. CT scans, MRIs, and radiology, you'll meet your deductible first, then pay 20%. Urgent care and physical therapy will both be $30 copays, no deductibles on those services. For your hospital stays, you'll meet your deductible first, then pay 20% on both plans. Same with your outpatient day surgery. For emergency room services, you'll meet your deductible first, then pay $300, then pay 20%. Again, all of those are going towards your out-of-pocket maximum, and once your out-of-pocket maximum has been met, it will be covered at 100%. On the 500 plan, that is a $200 copayment after your deductible, then 20%. Ambulance services is 20% after the deductible. Office visits for mental health are $25 for the 2000 plan or $15 for the 500. Inpatient mental health or chemical dependency is subject to the deductible, then you pay 20%. Additionally, you have coverage for chiropractic, acupuncture, and massage therapy. For this benefit, you will pay a $15 copayment with no deductible on these services, and you have a $2,500 annual maximum benefit per calendar year. If you use an out-of-network provider, you will pay 70% for these services. For pharmacy services, for Tier 1 low-cost therapeutic, there is no copayment on those services. Preferred prescriptions will be $10. High-cost preferred prescriptions will be $35. Non-preferred prescriptions will be $75. And high-cost specialty medications will be 50%. Again, you may see some changes in your out-of-pocket costs with this change of structure. It's important to choose the right provider at the right time, and part of that is knowing who's in-network and who's not in-network. You'll save money by using in-network providers, as there is a higher out-of-pocket cost to you if you use a non-network provider. To find an in-network provider, go to SamaritanHealthPlans.org or call the number on the back of your medical ID card. You can search the Samaritan providers by network using the First Choice Network or for the Samaritan Oregon providers. Alternative care providers are through CHP, and you can also find that link to those providers on the Samaritan website. When you need to have care, it's a good idea to think about what's the most cost-effective avenue to receive that care. For instance, a doctor's office is going to be on the lower end of the spectrum, as you just have the lower copayment for those services. Go to a doctor's office for things like your annual exams or general health issues, for cold and flu symptoms, minor aches and pains, or vaccinations.